Number 1.
The worst part about these number 1 picks isn't that you can see them coming, but it's that talking about them is always so goddamn tough. What are we supposed to say about Super Saiyan that literally every Dragon Ball fan hasn't?
It is insane to think that this form didn't even exist until 3/5 into Dragon Ball's manga run. That's right, out of its 519 chapters, Super Saiyan doesn't even appear until chapter 317. And yet, it is practically impossible to separate the franchise from this yellow spiky form, and everything that it entails.
One of the biggest twists in all of Dragon Ball is that Goku wasn't just a wee monkey boy. He was a wee alien monkey boy. And with this twist, the series would take Goku and the gang off of Earth and into the stars, and there, he'd be forced to come to blows with the worst the universe had to offer, and also come to terms with his own heritage.
The term Super Saiyan pops up for the first time in this context in the Namek saga, most prominently when Goku takes out Recoome and Vegeta starts yammering on about how he might actually fulfill the legend. After that, the term is thrown about a bit, mostly by Vegeta using it to boast erroneously to Frieza, before Goku is left as the tyrant's final opponent.
The ensuing battle is a classic for the franchise, both famous and infamous for its length, but it's worth noting that it's one of the most desperate of the entire series. Frieza's strength is not just overwhelming, it's crushing. Every time Goku pushes himself to the limit, he can barely scratch Frieza, and it's by the skin of his teeth that he's able to pull together a spirit bomb as big as he did.
But even that's not enough to put an end to the fight, and when Frieza shows his face again, it's accompanied with a twisted, malicious, vengeful smile, as he seemingly murders Piccolo, and then outright murders Krillin. Need a hand! And if Goku's rampage from King Piccolo should tell you anything, you do not kill Krillin.
The transformation in the manga is actually strikingly fast. It's literally 2 pages, and one is a full-page spread. So again, while this may seem controversial, it's hard to argue that the anime doesn't sell this moment better than its on-paper counterpart. The music is haunting, frightening, as if a storm has encroached and is threatening to tear the very planet apart. Lightning strikes, the waves become restless, and Goku's hair starts to stand on end. Finally, with a scream accompanied by the roar of the Ozaru, Goku lets loose, and the legend is fulfilled.
He is now the Super Saiyan, Son Goku. He has become the very pinnacle of his race. He has come to terms with his heritage and accepted it, and embraced it, as he now sets his piercing green eyes on the monster who made him the last of his kind, and threatens to do the same to his own home.
This form that spikes Goku's hair and turns his eyes green also comes with a wicked power-up, ultimately putting Frieza to shame. But one of the more insidious parts of this transformation is how violent it makes Goku. This is one of the few times we've ever seen him this angry, and his assault on Frieza is brutal. This is a form awoken by rage, and though Goku slowly brings his temper down over the course of the fight, it's a fascinating wrinkle to the transformation.
In terms of visuals, we can all agree, Super Saiyan somehow looks fucking cool. You'd think with the hair so ridiculously tall and spiky, it might come off as silly, but thanks to Toriyama's impeccable sense of design, it comes off as badass, and is balanced out well with Goku's frame and expressions. Also, the design saved Toriyama's assistant a lot of time by not having to ink in Goku's black hair anymore. That was literally part of the decision to make him blonde, not even a joke.
But it doesn't just look good on Goku, and this is where we see exactly why this form took the top spot. This form is adopted by a lot of different characters. Vegeta, Trunks, Gohan, Trunks again, Goten, and even the Universe 6 Saiyans Kale, Caulifla, and Cabba. And then literally every Saiyan character in the franchise in the hero games and the OVAs. And it's remarkable how so many of these transformations have their own impressive impacts.
It may sound insane for you anime-only watchers, but did you know that we never see the first time Trunks, Gohan, or Vegeta go Super Saiyan in the manga? No joke, their initial transformations are anime only, and they're some of the best transformations in the series. Especially Trunks, whose devastating loss of his mentor Gohan triggers the transformation in one of the most heart-wrenching scenes in the franchise.
For God's sake, even Bardock's transformation in Episode of Bardock, as infinitely stupid and unnecessary as that special is, still hits the mark with its stellar animation. Even if they totally stole the visual effect of the background's color warping from Broly, achieving Super Saiyan, at least early on, was a huge development for these characters, and it never ceased to entertain when I was but a lad.
It's also the beginning of a long line of Super Saiyan forms to come. 2, 3, 4, God, Blue, Legendary, Rose, Rage, Pseudo Super Saiyan.
Funny thing about that last one, it was made when Toriyama wasn't fully sure how he was going to draw Super Saiyan. so that's why his hair ended up black in the film, but not in the manga. Toei just went with black, making for a lot of confused but still excited kids.
Point being, you wouldn't have like half the forms on this list without this, the father of them all.
Unfortunately, as the series went on, its significance is greatly deflated when children are stumbling into it while playing in their backyard. And while part of that is definitely on purpose, both for the sake of comedy and to help emphasize how far the cast has come from that particular form, for some, it cheapens those earned dramatic moments.
But man, when you talk about Super Saiyan becoming ubiquitous, you can easily look outside of the series itself to see how the form has shaped the landscape of anime, video games, and even Western-centric media. When we said it's practically impossible not to associate Dragon Ball with Super Saiyan, we meant it.
Its effect on pop culture cannot be denied, nor can a majority of the official artwork from the series. Some of these look straight up like album covers. Z-Fighter's about to drop the hottest album of 1993.
Yep, Super Saiyan is everywhere, and that's probably not going to change for a long time. And funny enough, part of that just comes back to Toriyama's most valuable design aesthetic. Less is more. He didn't have to go crazy with the transformation. All he did was stick Goku's hair up and make him blonde and give him green eyes, and wham, bam, domo arigato, ma'am. You've got one of the most famous transformations in anime.
And with that, I think we're wrapped on 2020.
Oh God, can we please be wrapped on 2020? This year's been the longest lifetime of my life.
At least we got through it together, and we got to cap the year off by celebrating the things we love with the people we love.
Yeah, the audience.
Nah, he meant the ad revenue.
What did I say?
I was talking about you two assholes!
Aw, we love you too, lady.
Tons, bro. It's always a blast getting to make these with you both.
But still, you're both right. Thanks to all you good boys, girls, and all those in between at home for tuning in.
Hell yeah. What'd you think of the countdown? Any picks you agree with? Disagree with?
What transformations were you hoping to see but didn't quite make the cut?
Give us your feedback in the comments or scrolls attached to well-aimed arrows.
Until then, have a Merry Christmas.
A happy holidays.
And a Happy New Year. And thanks again for joining us for another DBCember.